Good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to the Voice of the Microsoft Partner. My name is Sherman Crancer. I'm the founder of the Crancer Group and president of Surveil North America. For some of the people that haven't been here, my past, I used to work at Microsoft as an executive. I'm a serial entrepreneur with six, funded companies that actually was able to get to profitability and sold over my lifetime and spent about 25 years actually in sales. I think, when I was 10 years old, I knew that I was going to be in sales and marketing. That's kind of the thing. One of the best things that we talk about is always differentiation and whatnot. And one of the best things about differentiating is finding new ways to drive revenue and growth and opening up net new markets. So much so that we're dedicated and we're on our mission to really help and inspire you, right? To raise awareness about different items, whether it's in sales, whether it's in marketing, whether it's in business strategy. That's really what this is all about. So today we're delighted to bring you this program this month as it relates to an important initiative that will help you raise your profile, right, and your company, your expertise, and most importantly, help you work with Microsoft, and that is navigating the marketplace with Christine Brown. So the great thing about this is we have over 400 attendees, ranging from Teams, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and we just love all of our participation. We had a smaller runway. We typically run these every last Friday of the month. That's really what we do. But this time we had to speed it up here, end of summer here. So we're doing that. We didn't want to get onto Labor Day, but we're really just fantastic. So, for the new folks on the Voice of the Microsoft Partner Call, we do it every last Friday. So just remember that, put that in your calendar, always from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we want to bring you, just as I mentioned, inspiration. We want to bring you, business strategy, marketing guidance, Microsoft updates, and a networking experience for all of those attending. So tell your friends and colleagues to join. It will not be a waste of time. So the first order of business, and I always like to start this off, is to have everybody who's attending, we would like to help you, everybody, put who you are, what your company does, and what you specialize in. We want to use this as a networking opportunity, whether you're West Coast, East Coast, Central, you're in Canada, South America. We have people that are calling in from Uganda today. It's really awesome. Go ahead and put that stuff in, who you are, because there might be a possibility that somebody sees something that you're doing that they're not a specialist in. And we want to build this community as a way of friends that are coming, here. Eric Van Bibber is coming all the way from his computer. He's a great attendee every month. Love it with that. So that's our first order of business. Now, we're going to be also monitoring the chat. So please, if you have questions, for our speakers today, please put them in the chat. Okay, put those in the chat. We also have 3 different giveaways that we're going to be sending out today. So you have to be present to win. There's some gift cards from Amazon. We just kind of like to spice it up a little bit, right? Kind of go ahead and do that. And with that, so I would also be remiss to not mention 2 of our very dear friends of ours, our industry partners, Skykick and Stratos Cloud Alliance. So for those who are coming from Stratos Cloud Alliance, or any person who is buying Dynamics licensing, and you're maybe buying them through other distributors, I would highly suggest you take a look or reach out to Scott May. We're going to put his contact up here over at Stratos Cloud Alliance, and maybe align your purchasing through CSP through them. And what I like about them is they really focus on Dynamics partners, right? Or if you're trying to get into that space, what a better way of going to an organization that's really what they're really great at. Go ahead and do that. Now, our Skykick friends, I don't know if you know them or not, but when this all started, when Office 365 came out, they were one of our best friends when it came to learning how to do migrations for Office 365. They've then morphed into becoming a great ISV, and they've got a great new security manager product that is absolutely worth taking a look at. From my opinion to you, it is worth to take a look at because it really helps scale out how you're managing your partner base. So you could reach out to several people over there. One of my good friends, Aditya Moyhan, and we'll put his contact information there as well. So with that being said, I always start this off. I think there's 2 types of people. There's dreamers and then there's leaders. And dreamers are the ones that they talk about what they're going to do, right? There's a lot of people out there that keep talking, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But the leaders are the ones that do what they talk about. And you need to ask yourself the question, are you a dreamer or are you a leader? I ask myself that every single day, and just about every single day, I'm not the dreamer, I'm the leader, right? But some days, yeah, I'm just a dreamer, especially when I go on vacation, right? Always thinking of doing new ideas. Anyways, thanks so much. Let's go ahead and get into our agenda today. So that was my just welcome message. We have Power Platform Corner today with Walter Sillen. We're going to be talking about some updates on that. And some ideas behind that. And our guest speaker today is Christine Brown, Senior Program Manager at Microsoft. I almost made a mistake earlier with that one. And then we're getting into 6 great questions that we're going to be able to do that. So it's great. And then we have some giveaways that we're going to be doing off that. So let's go ahead and scale over to our next slide, which is the only thing is we just want to show one 60-second slide here about actually what the Crancer Group does, just to kind of give you an idea. If you don't know who we are, let's go ahead and play that one. So thank you very much for playing that. I thank my team for doing that. Yeah, I mean, what we do at the Crancer Group is really help partners navigate the Microsoft ecosystem by putting up offers, creating strategic go-to-market solutions. And we'd love to just talk to you. If you're interested in trying to figure that out, if you're having trouble navigating the space, here you go. That would be great to do. All right, so let's go ahead and get over to Power Platform Corner with my good friend, Walter Sillen. Walter, do you want to give us an update on the Power Platform?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sherman. We are excited about some of these cool new releases and really some things that have just been happening with us recently with Power Apps. But so about me real quick, the name is Walter Sillen, President of Balance Solutions, longtime app builder in a lot of different technologies. And just really have gotten behind the Power Platform. It's just a fantastic way to get digital transformation into organizations quickly. A lot of people know, they've heard of Power Platform, and you think of Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI. Those are the ones everybody knows. But there's really 5 components to the whole Power Platform. And the 2 others that people don't really talk about as much, and maybe, I guess they're the younger members of the platform, are Power Virtual Agents and Power Pages. So PVA is a chatbot, and it's can either be scripted or it can be generative by connecting to ChatGPT. Have to slip in the AI reference these days, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. Power Pages, that's a portal product, and you might say, what is a portal product? We'll get there in a second as well. All of these products, each one in the Power Platform, can work independent of each other, but they're even better together. So Power Virtual Agents, I love this thing. We teach the Power Virtual Agents in a day class for Microsoft, and but it's a chatbot product. It's got a graphical editor for scripting these different conversations you're going to have with your end user. And what's really cool is it can interact with Power Automate to take action on behalf of the users. Now, this is all not new. What is somewhat new is that when that request goes off script, and can't be handled, you have a couple of options. You can say, let's go talk to an agent, whether it be through email, live chat product, or something like that. Or you can use connect it over to ChatGPT. And we did this recently, and so we'll talk about that in a second. But very cool stuff. The other kind of stealth member of the Power Platform is Power Pages. Now, Power Pages, you can embed any of the components of the Power Platform tool set inside of Power Pages, and it's just a really, like I said, it's a stealthy member of the toolbox. So you can build external facing web content that's tightly integrated with Power Apps, Power BI, Dynamics, any model driven apps. You can reuse those forms from inside Power Apps, and it recently received its own Copilot module that makes it easier to use. And you can go grab content from within Power Apps using the Copilot module, and it'll hook it all up. It's super cool. If your customer has data that they collect and then distribute to an end client, this is a fantastic product to use. So AI, I can't help it, but that Chat GPT is just so hot right now. So the whole Power Platform got Copilot access, and we went ahead and had to try it out. One of my hobbies is fish, aquarium fish. So we said, let's build an app to measure water quality in a fish tank. Just kind of having fun. Started out very well, but once we asked it to essentially to create a column that hooked it up to another table, it died. It literally was a I can't do that, Dave moment. So we're still playing with it. The verdict is, though, that it is as advertised. It's a co-pilot, and it is not Skynet here to take all our jobs and take over the world. It was really cool that you were able to tell it that what you wanted to do. Generally, I want to measure water quality, and it grabs simple little things like on its own. I want to do pH. I need to do hardness of the water and things like that. But it didn't. It's not going to build a true app. It's a starting point, and I'm sure that'll advance further. But just had to give that update. The AI tools, the Copilot, super useful as your Copilot, but it's not replacing anybody. So kind of tying the room together here. Why do I mention these two runts of the Power Platform litter? They're a total win-win for partners. They deliver value for clients, and the licensing is fantastic. You might ask how, so that's where I figured I'd tell you about a recent project that we did that was just super cool.
Before we get into that, just for those folks who wonder who Walter is, right, and why he's doing this, he's a good friend of ours. We've worked with him for several years on projects, and what we want to do is help you understand how he works with partners to generate actual net new business. He's a one of those add-on type of business partners. So yeah, Walter, can you share a case study, quick one, where you helped a partner solve a problem? What was the impact, and what was the what was the solution, and then the impact?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sharon. I call it a case study. I don't know if I have it all that formal, but the customer came to a partner, not us, came to another partner and said, we want to take a look at Dynamics customer service. And partner didn't have that capability, reached out to us. And so not only did we stand up that demo, but we added in a portal and the chatbot demo. We took the chatbot and embedded it in the portal, and also hooked it up to Chat GPT to answer questions off their website, because we just looked at it and it's like the website has good content, but people don't read anymore. Let's face it. I'm one of them. I want a quicker answer. Um, and then also we made it to where it would create tickets based off of the information gathered inside the chatbot. And bottom line is, the result, it was this perfect little upsell that the customer loved. They It turns out, and this had not come up in discovery with the partner, but upon seeing the chatbot, it comes out there like, hey, we used to have an FTE that did this, and we could never keep the FTE around. We constantly try to get new ones and then gave up because they were trying to do live chat. And so bottom line is, we put this thing in place. Their call and email volume drops in half, frees up the team to handle higher value tasks. And by the way, the partner, they get a 10x upsell on their licensing deal. And their customers super happy. It's a win-win across the board. So and this is, to your point, Sherman, this is the perfect example of finding those partners that are very complementary to each other. I mean, we have no overlap whatsoever. We're not an MSP. We don't sell licenses. That's not what we do. We build stuff, right? And so, the partner didn't have any Power Platform or Dynamics experience, and so they're asking us to come in, and I'm gonna give them their biz dev team a little quick Power Platform how to sell it class.
Awesome.
Right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing, Walter's probably one of the most humble people, that we know. I don't know if he's one of the very few Power Platform partners that actually has an advanced specialization. Very few, and you know how much those how those are. So feel comfortable. This poll up here, it's anonymous, so we're not saying who actually says this. But if you'd like to talk to Walter about something, or we'll actually just go ahead and put his information in the corner. You can talk to him directly, or you can just let us know that you're interested in you have a project or something like that, and it's best to talk to the experts. So, all right, sir. Thank you so much. Hey, Walter, really appreciate it on this right now, and we look forward to having you back next month. And please take part of the conversation today. So, thank you very much. All right, let's go ahead and move into our next our giveaway. All right, we have our first giveaway. You have to be here for the giveaway. So let's go ahead. I think Richard, you're going to put our first person who won. He's doing the random drawing here. And
1 second, I'm doing the rough drawing right now. 1 second here. And our first winner of the $25 Amazon gift card is, it's our friend JP, who we were talking to right in the beginning of the meeting, from Critical Networking. So,
all right. Yeah, we'll send that over this afternoon, JP. Congratulations, man. All right. Very good. All right, so let's go to our next one here. I think it's time to now transition into introducing our guest speaker today, Christine Brown, Senior Program Manager from the Azure Commercial Marketplace. I think she's coming up here. All right, there you go. All right. We're on mute. Let's just we're gonna undo the mute button there. Thank you so much for coming today. Really appreciate it. We're so excited to hear your thoughts on this. Could you just kind of give a quick introduction of who you are and your responsibilities?
Sure. Hi, thanks again. My name is Christine. I've been with Microsoft about 12 years now. In the last few of those, I've been with the Azure Commercial Marketplace services team. My job every day is to help partners, like everyone on the call today, onboard their service to the commercial marketplace and make sure that it's a transactable offer, in a nutshell. And there's so much more into that, and I can't wait to share that with everyone today.
All right, that's fantastic. Okay, well let's get into we're going to get right into it. So let's start with this. Can you give us a quick rundown of the Azure Marketplace? There's a lot of people who know Azure Marketplace offers
Mhm.
But wait a minute, what does it mean really? So can you just we can just start there. I think we can start with the foundation.
Yeah, and in its simplest form, it's a marketplace like, this all marketplaces have been for millennia. It's where customers come to buy goods and services to help their life. In this case, it's a digital marketplace where current Azure customers go to self-serve. Really, they're coming to find solutions to fix their business problems. And when they get to the Azure Marketplace, they're seeing all of the possible partners that Microsoft works with around the world. So I like to think of it as a great equalizer too. I worked with a tiny little startup out of Norway. I work with global name recognized brands and help them too get their solutions into the marketplace. It's really it's really where customers are coming to find solutions to their problems.
That's fantastic. That's a really good, kind of starter with that. And I remember, gosh, yeah, when I was at Microsoft, it was like the marketplace published offers, and I think for the first 2 years, we're like, what is that really? What is it? So maybe help us understand, why has Microsoft invested so much time and effort into developing the marketplace, and why should partners? I think that's the best question. Why should partners take advantage of it?
Oh, wow. So many reasons. So if you watched Microsoft Inspire this year and you peel back everything that talked about AI, you probably heard that fiscal year 24, FY24 for Microsoft is going to be the year of marketplace. We have had just exponential, and I don't say that lightly, we have had exponential growth in our marketplace services and sales in this last year. And we're looking to do this big hockey stick jump over the next coming years. So we're building it to be that go-to place for customers to come and find solutions to address all of their business needs. Customers are doing so because they know that when they get there, these are great Microsoft partners. They're trusted partners with a long background in all the Microsoft tools. They're coming there because the procurement has been simplified. So a lot of customers, rather than going to finance departments one by one to say, "Oh, I need money for this. Can I get budget for this? Can I get budget for that?" A lot of these customers have wrapped their IT budgets into a MAC agreement, a Microsoft Azure consumption commitment, and so they have dedicated funds that they can use. And so when they buy anything through the marketplace, this is going to come off of that dedicated MAC budget. So it's going to burn down their MAC agreement. They're also coming here because they know that the solutions can be trusted. Again, we do certifications on everything that's made available in the marketplace. So they know that procurement is easier. They're getting it from trusted partners, and the solutions have been certified by Microsoft.
That is wonderful. And you touched on something that's actually polarized. Now, it is a polarizing topic because people don't know about the MAC commitment. A lot of folks don't know that, in an example, and correct me if I'm wrong, if a company has $1 million as a Microsoft Azure commitment and they realize they're about 200,000 short from meeting that, they can go ahead and buy software, buy through the marketplace, and that will retire that 200,000 delta. That's correct, right?
That is 100% correct. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, think about it, right? Now Microsoft is really helping you sell your product or service. What are you doing? And then differentiation now starts becoming even more, I would even say vertical differentiation. And that, I don't know if we're talking about that today, but when we help partners out, it's like, we're not going to just put up an offer in the marketplace that's the same as everybody else, because everyone's doing that on online. I do this the best, right? And it's, hey, maybe solve a problem for a vertical might be a better way to differentiate.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
It really is. So a lot of people are using sort of the same marketing material that they have, and they have ready-made because they have it on their own websites, which is great. But when you think about who's coming here, you think about the Microsoft sellers that are coming here, 32,000 sellers globally. They're vertical related, they're industry related, they're supporting customers with specific needs. So if if you can address your solution to say, how do I support the healthcare industry? The healthcare has, these three main problems, and my product can solve those in this way, this way, and this way. Manufacturing, they have specific problems as well, different maybe than healthcare. How can my service support those common problems in manufacturing, in retail, you name it? So being able to tailor your solution description to an industry, to a specific type of problem, that can really help your solution be found and searchable by the right people.
And thank you for reinforcing that, because a lot of times we'll actually help our partners creating offers, and the main thing is that you don't want to get lost in the static, right? Everyone's saying the same thing. You got to differentiate. You got to think that, and then solving problems, because the best way to sell anything to somebody is do two things. One, become friends. That's like a big part of selling. You got to become friends with people. Try to get them to trust you. But also, you're not looking for just a solution that everybody has. They're looking to fix something in their industry. And if you can show them that you have an expertise in that industry, oh man, right? That raises your chances of getting the deal probably by 80%. If they're like, wow, this company knows our industry and has something that's going to solve X that we need a problem for, right? Or that we have a problem.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Unbelievable. So I think we have a couple questions in here. How much is Azure Marketplace actually generating leads for vendors and international sales lead motion to burn down Azure commits?
Yeah, so one of the great parts of Microsoft, of the marketplace, is in the workspace, there's something called the Insights page. Insights will give you information about who's coming to your offer. Where did they come from? How did they get there? How many unique hits do they have? There's also a call to action, right? So how many customers have requested more information about your service? So the amazing amount of detail that goes into the analysis that you can get out of the marketplace, it's incredible.
Yeah, and then there's a secondary component to this. So it's not going to be the end all. You're not going to all of a sudden put a thing up there and all of a sudden it's growing your business to stratospheric ends.
Right.
You have to also couple that with a go-to-market motion inside of Microsoft to let particular people, let's say they're account executives who are in that industry, you have to create a way to socialize what you do, so that they know, who to refer that to. It's not Microsoft's job to build your business. If you think about it, we talked about this last time. It's really your business to help. If you can help Microsoft retire quota in these different areas, then they're more apt to use you. But you have to be in the marketplace first, right, before they'll even talk to you as a secondary component. That'd be correct.
Absolutely. So in addition to FY24 being the year of the marketplace, it's also where all of our co-sells are going to happen. So if you want to co-sell with Microsoft, it's going to take place through the marketplace. So number one, you need to have a transactable solution in the marketplace. Tons of resources to help you build one of those. I'll get to that in a second. And then two, is your co-sell status. And there are certain requirements to reach different types of statuses. And that's, and again, through the marketplace tool, the Partner Center tool, you'll be able to indicate which deals you want to work with Microsoft, and that will let the sellers know that you've got a potential deal, and raise the interest level of our team. Yeah,
exactly. That's great.
So
Eric
the referrals will go both ways.
Yeah, absolutely, right. So Eric has got a question, but let's hold off to that one until this after the next one, because I want to talk to you about ISV.
ISV Success Program. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you help me understand what that really is, and why should ISVs consider leveraging it?
Sure. So ISV Success Program started off last year as a pilot, and it just exploded. It was so popular. And so this year, that team has expanded all of those offerings and the capabilities. So we understand that going into a marketplace can be a completely new go-to-market channel. It requires some rethinking about what it is that you sell, how that you sell it. It requires some thought, and sometimes it's good to talk that through with someone. So the ISV Success Program now provides I think it's about 50 hours of guidance. So you can speak to someone about the ISV Success Program, about onboarding your offer to the marketplace. So you can get that specialized one-on-one support. Once you do that, of course, we don't have a Microsoft program without having incentives. Once you do that, once you get a transactable offer in the marketplace, there are cash incentives for doing that, up to 4 offers. Once you start reaching sales and then different sales levels, there's incentives for that as well. So number one, the marketplace is the place to be for this year going forward. It's all of our co-sales. This is where we have our focus. Number two, if you're not sure how to get in there, the ISV Success Program is the absolute best place to start. Not only for the support that you're given, but because of all the incentives that come along with that, including marketing support as well. So how to position your offer, and then once it's published, additional marketing benefits go along with that to publicize the fact that you are now in the marketplace. I would be remiss if I did not mention the Mastering the Marketplace series. So my team, my commercial marketplace services team, we have a tight group of developers who create just an enormous amount of material, labs, live workshops, and incredible short little snippets of videos to help you understand how to use our transactable solutions, how to develop yours, and then how to publish it. So Mastering the Marketplace series as well.
Awesome. So Eric did have a question, and I think this is relevant, actually. We're saying Azure Marketplace, but is there an ability to post Modern Workplace or other type of offers through this, or is it just Azure related IP or services?
So there's 2 marketplaces. One is the App Source and one is the Commercial Marketplace. App Source is more for those productivity apps, those add-ins, a lot of the Teams add-ins, a lot of the M365 add-ins. So App Source can take care of that. The marketplace, the Commercial Marketplace, is really meant for the big differentiator is do you want someone who's going to buy this with their credit card? Or do you want an enterprise who's going to buy this and put it on their Microsoft Azure invoice? Think about it that way, in that sort of simplistic way. If you're looking for companies who are going to pay for this on their Azure invoice, then the marketplace is the way you want to go. There are some transactable M365 Dynamics add-ins, Teams add-ins as well. Not an area where I specialize, but those are possible too.
And thanks for sharing with that, because that is there's the marketplace, there's the 2 different areas, right? Of offers, right? And sometimes it's confusing. I remember when we started researching, it was like, well, App Source, Marketplace, wait, right. How does this qualify? Wait a minute, it's a service, right? So there's a couple things. Yeah. Delineation.
The easiest way to think about it is do you want someone who's going to buy your solution with a credit card? Probably not going to put $1 million on there. You're probably not going to put 100,000 on there. Or do you want someone who's going to buy this and put it on their Azure invoice, right? So that to me is the simplest way to think about it. And you can be listed in both. There's nothing to say that you can't be listed in both. But when you plan on transacting, that transaction will run through the Commercial Marketplace side.
Okay. So let me ask you, this just came to my head. If you offered Azure training, okay, just for example, would you be in, where would you, because you'd hope that if you were to train up 20 people in Azure, could you use that to bring down the MAC commitment? Does it actually help them?
Not yet. So that's considered a professional service. And those are not transactable through the marketplace yet. Hold that thought.
Okay. Stay tuned for another one. Didn't mean to stump that. So awesome. So we had a couple of other things. So Aditya, you asked about incentives. We're not going to actually get into specific incentives today, but we're going to have a resource document. We're going to send everybody out to kind of point them in the right direction for that one. And then Tammy, I know that you sent a couple of ones in. We'll take that offline and we'll help you get that. That's a very specific thing that we might have to kind of figure out. Maybe there's a checkbox somewhere that's unmarked that you can't get in. And happy to chase that down for you. No problem. Happy to do that. All right. Okay, so I think we've kind of talked about the foundation. We've kind of talked about what it
Mhm.
is, And I think now, and we have time for this one. Can you walk us through the process of adding an offer to the marketplace,
Sure.
whether they're an MSP or an ISV? And did we touch on transactable in that one as well, or is that another? Is
We
that later
will.
down?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Awesome.
so I love this part because this is what I do every day. Um, the first question to ask yourself as a partner who's interested in publishing your solution to the marketplace is where does the solution run? Does it run in your own tenant? And then the customer will use your service? That's considered a SaaS offer. Or does the solution run in the customer's tenant? In which case, we will package up your solution, you will package up your solution, and make that available to the customers. And there's three ways to do that. One is through the Azure Managed App. You can use a virtual machine or a container offer. And the container one is relatively new and it's growing in popularity. So if the solution runs in your tenant, it's considered a SaaS. Super easy to get that up and running and transactable. Let's talk about that one first. In order to transact on the marketplace, we need what's called a landing page and a webhook. And those are really meant to support communication between the partner, the marketplace, and the customer. If you went off and built that yourself, depending on your time, your expertise, your capacity, could take a couple of months. The good news is it's actually quite simple. And because it's such a repetitive task that a lot of our partners had to do, the team that I was talking about before, those expert developers in the commercial marketplace services team, they have created something called the SaaS Accelerator. It's a couple lines of code that get installed in your Azure tenant that will build this web page, this landing page, and these webhooks for you. And that will give you what I would consider an MVP, the minimally viable product. So it will create the landing page, the webhooks that will allow you to transact. Now, so I would highly recommend you take a look at that. And the SaaS Accelerator can be found, more information on that can be found in the Mastering the Marketplace series. A lot of customers get confused and say, look, my solution is much too complicated to be sold through the marketplace. There's a lot of integration that goes on. There's a lot of customizations, and that's okay. If it's a SaaS, that's okay. Keep in mind that we want to get to the point where a customer can go to the marketplace, buy something, transact, and then start using it. But that's not always the case. And so the transaction can be separate from deployment. I've worked with customers who did both. Customers who transact and then contact the customer and they work on deployment. Others who have integrated deployment into the transaction process, and that can be done. It just takes a little bit more time, frankly. But it's a terrific experience for the customer, being able to buy it, subscribe, and then instantly go and use it. So, but think about it in terms of a scale of maturation. So let's just get you in the marketplace and transactable. Use the SaaS Accelerator for your SaaS offer, and then contact the customer and talk about deployment separately. You can also customize that landing page for the customer so it looks like your product. Right now, it looks very Azure, and we do that on purpose to encourage the partner to sort of rebrand that page. But using the SaaS Accelerator will get you in the marketplace and transactable. I helped a partner do it in 3 days, and it took 3 days because he was in Australia and I'm in the Pacific. So it was just a time zone thing. We also help partners do it over a series of weeks, and sometimes it takes a couple of months. Depends on your capacity, your expertise, and sort of your internal operations team's willingness to work through a new channel. So that's the SaaS. Honestly, it can be done very quickly. It meets all the requirements. And if you do that with the ISV Success Program, then you get those incentives. When you start looking at the more complicated deployments, the ones where your solution is going in the customer's tenant, that's the Azure Managed App, the VM, and the container. Don't worry, we've got you covered there too. So again, I'll repeat myself. Mastering the marketplace. That's where you can go to truly understand, how do I build this ARM template? What do I need for my VM? How do I containerize this? We've got videos, labs, workshops to help you along the way to help you build that. Each of those also have different pricing mechanisms, and so that should weigh into your consideration as well. But real easy, the how do I get into the marketplace? The very long answer, mastering the marketplace.
I love it. Thank you so much for walking through those steps. I think it's actually the reason why we have the voice of the Microsoft partner. It's to help kind of translate, some of the things, because it's hard. And Microsoft is an ocean of information. I used to tell partners, they'd say, well, Sherman, why is everything so hard to find? And I'm like, well, we come to you with a salmon. And we say, hey, do you like the salmon? Do you like the salmon? It's got 3 dots on it, right? You like it? And then we say, hold on a second. We throw it in the ocean. And then we say, hey, go find me the salmon with 3 dots. So sometimes it can be hard. And I think this is why we have this, to help translate some of these things so it's easier to understand and to navigate. And we're putting up some really good links up there. Now, there is a question in there. I think we can speak to this one. Justin Forth, great question. Can you speak to the architectural review process as part of the requirements for transactional listings and co-sell? Now, we're not going to give you specifics,
Sure.
but can you maybe just kind of give an overview of that? Like, what does it take?
Yeah.
What to expect?
Yes. So my starting answer would be Microsoft runs on trust. So when we provide a solution through the marketplace, we want our customers to be comfortable that what they're getting has been vetted by Microsoft. So on the SaaS side, because it runs in the partner's tenant, we want to validate that what's running truly is on Azure. And so we ask for an architectural diagram. There are examples in the Partner Center about what that should look like, how you should highlight what's running on Azure, what services you're using. We really want to make sure that what you're selling runs on Azure. And so we ask for that architectural diagram as part of the co-sell process, right? So to sell a SaaS and get that co-sell status, along with your spend requirements, we ask for that architectural diagram. So getting the co-sell status, having a transactable offer, those two together are what will get you the MAC eligibility and raise your visibility to our sellers and our customers.
Wow, that's great. Eric also came in, and I think this is an easy one too. Not easy, but any geographical concerns, issues to be aware of? We live globally these days.
Sure. So my day starts at 7 a.m. helping partners in Norway. It ends at 7 p.m. helping partners in New Zealand, Sweden, Singapore. I mean, I could go on all day about this. But what I think you're asking is currency. You can choose to sell your service in a specific region if you want, country by country. I want to sell only in Canada. Okay, we can do that. When you choose that, your offer will only be seen by customers in Canada. There's another option to select, I only want to operate in countries where Microsoft will calculate, collect, and remit the taxes to those governments on your behalf. And now there's about 58. We just added Australia a little while ago. So when you're talking about global, those are the things that I think of. Number one, you can choose where you want your solution to be sold. And number two, if you want Microsoft to manage the taxes for you, we can do that in 58 of the 141 countries where we operate.
Oh, wow. That was a great overview. There was a question in LinkedIn that I think I can answer, but maybe help me with this if
Sure.
I'm on the wrong way. We have a transactable app. This is Hari Sambath, so thank you so much. Transactable app in the marketplace. However, a few of our customers are looking for TCO and want to do a PO rather than going through Azure billing. How do we convince the customers to do to transact through Microsoft versus a PO? In general, how do we pitch the benefit of Transact to a customer?
Sure. So PO, I'm going to assume that you mean purchase order,
right?
which is outside. PO in the marketplace means a private offer. So we use the same acronym there. And then TCO, the total cost of ownership. I don't know why that would be different if you're billing it through a PO versus the Azure Marketplace. I'm not sure where that comes in. But if you need to convince your customer, there's a couple of points you could use. If they have that MAC agreement, that means they have committed budget. We have committed to spend a certain amount of dollars with Microsoft and Azure. And so that purchase can come off of that committed spend. If it doesn't, it's possible that customer may have to go back to their finance and say, can we have some more money for this purchase? And their finance could say, we've already given you budget. Why do you need more? Right. So those are a couple of the selling points that I would start with, and see where they go from there.
That was the exact same thing I was going to say. Do they have a MAC agreement? Ask them. Well, do you have a MAC agreement? Well, the reason why is we can help you reduce that by adopting our ISV application. So, but yeah, good thinking on that one. Now let's see. We got a couple great questions in here. The geographical, great. Well, then let's move on to our fifth question here. And this is more strategy. I think it's how can partners create compelling offers that stand out in the marketplace? I think we kind of touched upon it a little bit earlier.
I've got two more ideas there as well. So we talked about specializing it to in an industry, calling out how your solution supports problems specific to those industries. The two other ideas, number one, have a free trial. Give somebody a free trial. Let them use it for a little while. The conversion rate on a free trial, I should have the stats and I don't. I apologize. Much higher for offers. So number one, the free trial. Again, it takes a little while to build that and develop that. It takes a little while. It has implications for a plan, how you sell that too. But I would say the free trial would be one of the other ways to make your offer stand out.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great. And the differentiation is key. Differentiation, key. Solving problems, key. How do you solve problems? People don't like being sold product. Too many of our partners sell product. And I know it's the easy layup because you're being asked about product or you're getting a call, someone's on fire and you got to help them with a product. But net new customer acquisition, you have to differentiate yourself and you have to solve problems. That's how you get customer net new acquisition. Very difficult, but if you're not that, it makes it even worse, harder and harder. So why would customers be incentivized to leverage the Microsoft Marketplace when purchasing Microsoft products?
Customers, I could go into a generational description of this, but we're really getting into an era where people want to self-serve. Kids these days, a lot of people are very comfortable with going to an app source, downloading an app and just starting to use it. They're not asking, they're not going through those long protracted sales motions anymore. They're really looking for a self-serve solution. And that's really what the marketplace is meant to be. So having that free trial is really an opportunity to let people see your solution firsthand and then let them buy it. So that's to me, that's truly an incentive. So people are coming to the marketplace organically because they want to solve their own problem. And number two, if they get to decrement their MAC off of that, that allows a customer company-wide to have a better understanding of their entire IT spend. Where is that IT spend, and how can they aggregate it, and how can they make more use of those committed funds? Right, we're all talking about doing more with less. By aggregating that into these larger agreements, having that committed spend, and you don't have to keep going back to your procurement or your finance teams to ask for more money. We've got it here in the bucket already. The procurement is much easier. It's honestly it's a couple of clicks and you can buy something. Not everyone, right? So companies do keep controls on who can do that. But being able to go into a marketplace, find the solution that you want, buy it, and run with it. I mean, that's why customers are coming here.
That's fantastic, and I really appreciate that. I guess kind of following up on that, just something that came in my head is Microsoft promoting the marketplace outside of just organically? Do you see that? Is it getting out
Yes.
there? Okay.
Yes. So again, I would point to several different Inspire sessions. I know we got overshadowed by all the AI stuff. So if you pull that AI stuff back, what's remaining there is everything about marketplace. A couple of folks from my team actually presented sessions at the marketplace as well, talking about things very similar that I'm doing today. But it was a lot of explanations about the new co-sell requirements, about the new partner benefits, about the ISV Success Program. So Inspire was really our big kickoff. And then, of course, we've incentivized the Microsoft sellers to focus on Marketplace as well. And so they'll too will be sharing that with their customers.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So the last one here is, where can partners find more information?
Yeah, again, I won't tire of saying this ever. The Mastering the Marketplace material, aka .ms, WAC, Mastering the Marketplace, a site set up by my greater team to help with navigating the marketplace. How do I start? How do I start my Partner Center account? How do I enroll in the Marketplace program? How do I know which solution is the right one for me? We've got a ton of videos to describe all of those things. And then when you get into the really hard technical questions, how do I create this template? How do I create this ARM template? What do I need to do for my VM? How do I make sure that it's working? How do I test it? All of those questions are answered in a lot of these videos, workshops. We also have live office hours sessions, so you can register for a session and go through a lot of these processes live with one of our development teams. We have Q&A sessions periodically where anyone in the world, partner or not, can sign up for one of these sessions, ask questions. Maybe I'm having a problem about this. Why should I do it this way? And then, of course, within Partner Center, there's always the opportunity to raise a support ticket and get some support that way. So lots of different places. So number one, Mastering the Marketplace. Number two, if you want to get some general information, a little bit more context and background, then I would encourage you to go back and look at the Inspire sessions too.
That's fantastic. We put the link up there for everybody to share or do that. And then we'll also put it on LinkedIn as well. So with my team who's monitoring the LinkedIn chat, Richard, if you could take that last one and put it for the LinkedIn folks so they can actually get it. Well, Chris, thank you so much, Christine. This has been pretty awesome. Like really, there's just so much confusion, and this really, I think, and in my opinion, really helped clear up a lot of things. And our guidance to the group here is it's all about offers in the marketplace. It's the year of the marketplace.
Transactable marketplace.
Offers in the marketplace. And if you want to get in contact with Christine, we're going to put her LinkedIn thing there, LinkedIn there. And then we have a poll here. Do you need help uploading offers into the marketplace? That'd be interesting. Some people don't know how to do it. We can certainly, give you some guidance on that. So go ahead and go ahead and vote there. Not a problem. And then we have two more giveaways. But before I get to the giveaways, I want to talk about next month. We're actually doing, if you can pull up that graphic really quick, next month is going to be another great one, and it's getting ready for AI, right? So it's Microsoft Open AI getting ready for the tsunami. And our speakers are going to be Jason Hinton, Babuhab Grover, and Cameron Canalti from Microsoft. They're going to be helping us understand the two different variations of AI, whether it's in Microsoft 365 or in Azure, okay? And right now, I think to the community, the best way of thinking about this is how do we get ready for January? How do we get our processes and things ready, like or in Azure for our customers then to start adopting some of these great AI features? And I think the quicker you are to that, the quicker you're going to have offers around that to put into the marketplace, right? So I think it'd be fantastic there to do that. So please register for that. We'll go ahead and put over there. Yeah, Richard got it's great. And that's me, evidently. I'm on the on the jet ski and about to get eaten. So registered. Awesome. Very good. All right. So we have two more people that have actually won our $50 and our $100 gift card. So our $50 gift card goes to Jeff Ney from New Dynamic LLC. I don't know if he's still here. Go ahead and give us a little I'm here in the chat window. And then for our $100, I'm sorry if I really don't hope to butcher this. Jeff Stolarczyk. Oh gosh, that's Stolarczyk. I think that's the way to go. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. But Jeff, you won $100, bud. Let us know if you're here. Just give us an I'm here, and then we'll go ahead and contact you. And because if you're not here, let's see, did Ted? Oh, I'm here. Okay, good. You're here. Okay, we're about to give it away to somebody else. So fantastic. Thanks so much for coming. Everybody, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. I think that's we always like to land the plane on time. We're actually 4 minutes early. How about this? Last thoughts, Christine. Do you have any last thoughts or last inspiration, for this group?
Yeah, look, I love what I do. I love helping partners think about a new channel, think about a new way of selling their services. Again, this is what I do from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I love helping partners onboard their solutions to the marketplace. I am only one person, and I'm like 5'2", so I don't scale very well. So again, I encourage you highly to take a look at the Mastering the Marketplace series, number 1, and number 2, enroll in the ISV Success Program. If you contact me through LinkedIn, I commit to answering every one of those questions. I am, however, going on vacation this week, so just be patient. I'll get back to you.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Remember, our next one is going to be the last Friday of the month. Tell your friends, tell anybody who's there. We'd like to, keep building this up. We really do appreciate all your time, your effort coming to here. We try to make this as informative as possible. So thanks so much. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you all next month. All right. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.